Hello, my name is Sofia Westmoreland, and I was a member of the Young Adult Leadership Council at the National Center for Learning Disabilities as their sixth cohort. I'm currently a student at the University of Texas at Austin, majoring in political communications and Plan 2. I have a version of dyslexia. I was diagnosed my junior year of high school after my English teacher noticed that every other word on my essays were misspelled. Being a part of the Young Adult Leadership Council just kind of gave me the tool set in order to know how to advocate for myself. Prior to that experience, I knew that I could stand up for myself, but I didn't know the measures to take in order to do so and do so in a thoughtful and impactful manner. And so going to our retreat and also being a part of LD Day of Action gave me the tool set in order to go and advocate, being on the Hill and being able to talk with congressional offices and being able to share our stories and experience was a life-changing opportunity. And it taught me to apply those skills to in the classroom. For example, whenever my professors wouldn't understand that I needed a note taker or that I needed to have my laptop in order to take notes, just explaining to them and offering my story into why I need those accommodations and how I'm not getting an extra advantage and I'm just getting what I need to learn. Getting a part at YALC was really my first taste of advocacy. I've been involved in politics and keeping up with the news since high school, but joining the YALC is really what kind of was the catalyst for me to start that advocacy. And especially with the LD Day of Action, those were my first congressional meetings, sitting down with someone and trying to offer this legislation that I wanted them to co-sign was the first opportunity that I had to do that in an impactful way that was outside of posting on Instagram or simply going to a protest. Being in those rooms with the people that can make change was a really impactful experience. And that was my first taste of it with NCLD. And yeah, ever since being a member of the YALC, I've been able to take those skills and apply it to other sources of advocacy, advocating for women's education, advocating for women's rights, and I've been able to use that tool set to a myriad of factors beyond learning disabilities, and it's been very impactful. Being a part of the YALC community was very transformative. Prior to this experience, I'd never been in a room filled with people who are neurodiverse. I always felt like the odd one out, or I didn't necessarily fit in with the rest. But being with a community that was just people like me felt very affirming. I never had that experience, and I never realized, that there's a community for me to go in as a part of the neurodiverse and learning disability space. And I would encourage others to join the Young Adult Leadership Council. It gives you great connections. It allows you to meet people who are like you, people who are also passionate about advocacy and learning disabilities. And I've made some great friends along the way, and I always keep coming back to NCLD any chance that I have.